Hey guys, welcome. Good evening. How you doing? Let's tell our friends that we've gone live. We've gone live. Hey Victoria, welcome. Welcome people. I'm like a tree planted by the rivers of water. My leaves to evergreen. I'm going upward. Hey Victoria, good evening. Upward and forward, or whatever you. Everywhere I go, blessings follow. Everything I do, increase plenty. It's my season of favor. When I call, you could answer. I can never go down. No. Oil on my head. So invite. Oh. Welcome, Mrs. Jessica. So I don't know what is happening that you cannot be able to join, but let me try again. Okay. Let's tell our friends that we've gone live, and this is a very important session. Our speaker is incredible. She's good. She's good. So if your friend is not here, tell them that they must be here. Get. So tell your friends that we've gone live. Good evening, ma.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Ifunanya. Thank you so much for asking me to come on here. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Yes, it's a privilege to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you too. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to be reading your profile so that I'm leveraging light here. So I'm going to read your profile, then I'll go on with the Q&A. I'll ask questions, then we'll flow like that. So guys, welcome. Please tell your friends we already started, and we're not going to waste any minutes. Time is money. So we're not going to waste any minutes. Yeah. So Mrs. Jessica T. Orika Owunna is a relationship and career coach who has helped many singles and teenagers heal from past hurts, discover their purpose, and build healthier relationship. In her professional role as a senior content specialist for B2B brands, Jessica has 6 years of experience creating content that has built trust and generates sales for businesses. On the side, Jessica trains and transitions talented writers into the B&B industry and teaches them how to customize their LinkedIn profile to attract local and global opportunities. So before I welcome her, I went through her LinkedIn profile and I was wowed by how she just, in fact, if you don't know her, just reading her profile, I know you feel like, okay, I already know this person. So if you are here and you want to optimize your LinkedIn profile, please, she's the best person for that. That is even side hustle, so apart from the gifts that God has given her. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mrs. Jessica. Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you, Vicky. I think I can see Vicky. Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be starting with a particular question that has been on my mind, and I'm pretty sure it has been on so many people's mind, and it has even broken some relationships. So the first one is it okay to have opposite sex friends while in a relationship?
Okay.
As a female?
Okay,
or
like as a male, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, it is absolutely okay to have opposite sex friendships. Why? Because when it comes to the knowledge, or the knowledge that you need to grow or to move to another level, or the network of people that you need to meet as a result, it is not tied to gender.
Yeah.
Self-control, and that's something that you build by yourself and you work on by yourself. So if, for example, you lack self-control, that's a different conversation altogether. You can't say that your lack of self-control is the reason why you cannot have opposite sex friends. It's just a sign that there's a knowledge gap and there's a character gap that you need to intentionally build on. But you can't say you are living on this earth and you will not have opposite sex friends. That's why I don't really understand the whole concept of having only boys secondary school and only girls secondary school. For me personally, I've not still understood the concept at all. For some people that it works for, let it work for them. But for me and my children, it cannot work for us at all. Because I feel like if they don't learn at a young age to interact with, male, or interact with female without almost going crazy, I mean, what is the point of, what is the point of my whole point as a parent? Let's put it that way. What is my whole point as a parent? Okay, is it that when we now reach that place that, okay, I think someone is saying something about sound. Maybe can we hear us? Like, if you can hear, kindly type yes in the comment section, because I'm seeing somebody talking about sound. So we can confirm.
I can hear you from this side.
Okay, I'm not sure whether other people can hear us.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not seeing anybody typing yes yet.
Let's see.
Okay, someone is okay, all right, thank you. All right, so as I was saying about the issue of opposite sex friendships, yes, you must have a male as a friend, as a lady. Yes, you must have female as friends, as a lady. Very, very important. Why is it important? It's important because, number one, you get to benefit a lot from the friendship. Perhaps the person has knowledge in an area that you're not skilled at. Perhaps the person can teach you about things that you don't know about. Perhaps the person can give you counsel when you are down. The person can also be somebody who can open doors for you that you naturally cannot enter on your own. The person can be a shoulder for you to cry on, and so on. So there are many reasons why. What is very important is learning to set boundaries in the friendship. But if somebody wants to date me, for example, of course I'm married, but if somebody wants to date me, for example, and tells me I can't have opposite sex friends, from the beginning of the friendship, I'm going to be carrying my slippers and be dusting it and be running, because because our bosses, we don't control the gender of our bosses. right? We get to
Yeah.
relate with, yes, exactly. Maybe if the person is saying in the context of, can you have an opposite sex best friend? That's another different conversation. But if it's opposite sex friends, like your friends, it's very important. You should have. You should have.
Okay. Well, that's powerful. I hope you guys are learning. I told you I don't want to talk too much, but as it goes, result to speak for itself. So another question is how to how do you handle opposite sex friends while in a committed relationship? Like since you've established the fact that it's fine for you to have shame, but how do you handle it? Because things can go wrong if not handled properly. So how do we actually handle it?
Okay, all right. The first thing is, number one, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to tell yourself, this person in my life,
Okay. Okay, I think she had network issues at the end. Can you guys still hear me? Oh, is it from my end? Is it from my end? Are you guys still on the call? Let me know. Please, if you can hear me, kindly tell me in the chat box so that kindly say something, comment so that we'll know what's going on. Okay, I think the issue. Okay, I think network knocked you out. Okay, so I've invited you again, ma. I think network was the issue.
okay,
Okay.
hi. So
Yeah,
you
welcome back.
not believe that I was talking and I did not know that you were not hearing me.
Hey, oh my God.
All right. There's no issue. I'm not sure where the issue came from exactly, because I was still seeing you talking, but I'm not sure where it came from. And then it has been raining here, so I guess that's
Okay.
on to, yeah. Okay, so I was trying to answer the question that you asked, like how to handle opposite sex friendships while in a relationship. So I was saying that
Yes,
number
ma'am.
one, you need to be honest with yourself. What is the nature of that opposite sex friendship? Some people have this thing where they're like, they have best friends, right? And then they have the person that they are dating. I don't understand. If you want to have best friend and you have the person that you are dating, please leave the person that you are dating alone in peace. Because sometimes it starts to feel like that person is competing for your attention and your affection and for your trust than the other person. If you have not built friendship with the person that you are dating enough, by the way, I should mention that just because you are dating a person, right, does not mean that you're automatically the person's best friend. Friendship is built. Friendship is built. Friendship is not earned. Friendship is not a title that they'll give you as a chief and they'll put you, yes, you are the chief now. I've now made you our friend as we're now dating and so on. For every relationship, there are different sections of the relationship. For every relationship, there are different sections of the relationship. So it may be that both of you were attracted to each other career-wise, right? And then from having your career aspirations in terms of your goals and whatever it was, right? You people now moved into, you started feeling something for each other. It does not now mean that friendship has happened. The fact that both of you were communicating every day and we're asking yourself, have you eaten? Have you not eaten? God, I don't like that question at all. Have you eaten? If I tell you that I've eaten, are you going to buy me food? Or if I tell you that I've not eaten, are you actually going to buy me food? So the fact that you are asking, have you eaten? Have you not eaten? What's happened in your life today and so on, it doesn't mean that it is friendship. It is the beginning of the friendship. It's just the building stage of the friendship. Communication is part of what makes friendship, grow. So
Yeah.
you need to define in your mind that friendship, first of all, that we are looking at right now. Do I have that with my partner, or I am busy saying I have best friend and then my own partner is my, all of that. The second thing that you need to keep in mind is the fact that you need to have an open and honest conversation with your partner. I always advise people that you should, when they say you should marry your friend, marrying your friend doesn't mean carry your friend and marry your friend. It means intentionally cultivating that level of friendship with your friend. So there are some friends that, by the way, not all relationships, not all friendships are supposed to move into dating. So that's how there are some of us, myself inclusive, we have destroyed some very good friendships that we would have had because we assume that all friendship should be a relationship. So we keep testing until the whole engine has failed, and we keep testing and testing and testing. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that you need to have an open and honest conversation with your partner to understand what their stance is on friendship. The period of dating is the period of conversation and communication. The reason why you need to have that conversation is that if you don't talk to your partner about it to understand their stance, how they feel about it, what you are doing is that you are neglecting their feelings and feeling like your own feelings count. You need to understand how this person feels about it. At times there are some partners who are possessive and very possessive. They don't want to see you around any guy. And that could be a fault when they were being raised, like when they were growing up and so on. So they guard whoever they're in a relationship with jealously. They have taken that particular Bible verse that when God said, I am a jealous God, and God said, you are made in my image and my likeness, they have taken it to the extreme and decide that they want to guard you so that they are your everything. Such friendship or such a relationship is unhealthy. Your partner, when both of you are discussing, you people are coming to the table with respect for each other's viewpoints and willingness to compromise. Respect for each other's viewpoints and willingness to compromise. So I come to discuss with my husband or my fiance or my, guy at that time, for example, and I'm like, okay, babe, this is my friend though. This guy is my friend and so on. Are you comfortable? Like, I noticed that maybe when he's around, you're acting in a particular way and so on. Let's talk about it. Now, it's not up to the guy or the lady at the other end, your partner, to be honest with you. This is where communication comes in, an open, honest communication. Most people do not have this in their relationship, and they expect that in marriage it will automatically happen. It will not happen. You're not dating to be counting chicken egg. Now is not the time to be counting how many feathers does the chicken have. Now is the time to be thinking, to be having communications, discussing your viewpoints, understanding what you can compromise on and what you cannot compromise on. Yes, somebody cannot walk into your life and expect you to throw away every friendship that you have built because of the person's desires and their feelings, unless they have good reason, which I've already mentioned before, which is the fact that you cannot be having best friend. I've been saying that you're dating another person, leave that person's son, leave that person's daughter, go and face your best friend. Some of us are keeping our best friend by the side that will be running to. What is going to connect you and your partner more if you don't open up to them when issues are happening in your life? This is food for thought for you. The next thing that you should also do is set clear boundaries. Oh my God, we need to emphasize this a lot. Set clear boundaries. What is clear boundaries? I'll give you an example. So at my workplace then, there was a place I was working where I had to go to work by 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. every morning. So there's this guy at my workplace. The guy is very tall, like he's taller than me. I've always desired and dreamed to marry somebody. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm very tall. So I have always
Yeah,
desired to marry somebody who is, no, I'm tall. I know that I'm tall. So, so I have always desired to marry somebody who is taller than me. Even though at some point I told God, okay, God, I don't have spec again. Just give me what is on your mind because I'm tired. All the guys I've met that are taller than me, I don't understand whether maybe as they're coming, You know, they are dropping the sense one side, they are dropping the spirits one side, and they're coming with their body alone. So at some point, that was how it was for me. But this particular guy, actually, then I was already in a relationship with my fiance. Then, okay, were we engaged then? No. But at that period, because in every relationship, you will have issues, you will have conflict. It's a normal thing because both of you did not grow up in the same place. You were never in the same place, at least for the first 20 years of your life, or the first whatever, how many years you are of your life. So it's normal for you to have issues. So that period, though, we're having issues, though, back and forth about some things and so on. And then this guy, he became my friend career-wise, like work. We work together, so we spend a lot of time working. Okay, can we confirm that we can hear me because her face is frozen?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can we hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So that guy, we spent a lot of time working together. This guy is tall, he's very tall, and he's fine. Don't worry, I never had feelings for him throughout. But I could have, and let me tell you how I could have. I could have in the sense that when I was having issues with my fiance then, he would, I don't know, he's like, the way this world works is very, very funny. That's when he will be especially attentive to me and asking me questions like, how is he doing? How is he doing? How is everything? Hope your relationship is fine. He will not be making comments like, this guy, if he had met me first, that he would have dated me before this guy, and so on. And he'll be very caring and very, very attentive. So for every time that he asked me, how are things going? I'll tell him, very fine. I was even telling him of all the good things that Victor was doing for me and so on. Intentionally, I was psyching my mind because people get access to our minds in vulnerable moments, especially when you are in a relationship. I'm not speaking to people who are not in a relationship directly. I'm speaking to those who are already in a relationship, or you plan to get into a relationship that is a serious relationship. This is for you. When you're having issues with the person that you are with, you don't start sharing all your life journey, like, this guy, he's this, he's that, and so on. What you are doing is that you are opening up your heart for this other person to come in. Now, you don't even have a guarantee that this other person coming in, the person is even interested or serious about you, number one. But that should not even be number one. Number one is that you have already given your word to a person. You committed yourself to a person. So that access, you don't know how the person is going to, how that person that you are telling that stuff is going to handle that information. Of course, let me give a caveat here, which is the fact that there are some relationships that are toxic, bottom line toxic. If you are in a toxic relationship, I'm not talking to you. This advice is not for you. You have given the person enough excuses. This advice is not for you at all. But if you are in a committed relationship, you have seen that this person has a track record of having a teachable heart and is open to learning, and is just a bump in the road. This is for you. Don't be opening up prematurely to people. What you are doing to yourself is that you are giving yourself a chance to start feeling something for this person. And then you start comparing both of them. And from comparing both of them, you're only seeing one side of that person who is being nice to you. Because by the time you start dating the person, when all the veil has fallen out of your eyes, you now see that that one that I was in is better than this one that I'm currently in. So I'm encouraging everybody here, when you're having issues with the person that you are dating, do not try to start opening up to your opposite sex friend about it. It's unnecessary. If you're looking for opposite sex friend to open up to about it should be a female, and a female who has sense. Because there's some female friends who they are jealous of what you have. They will give you counsel that will make you destroy that relationship, and then they will come and chance you there. Because of course they have seen assets, and you are not able to discern whether somebody has good intentions for you or not. So that's another important thing. The next thing is another thing again that you should avoid when it comes to setting boundaries is stop physical contact with somebody that you're not in a relationship with. For crying out loud, boundaries exist. Somebody you are not dating, you should not be lying down on the person's shoulder, be jumping on the person, be fainting on the person, be jumping on. You will see the person and then you are jumping Oh my God, you carry your full chest, like you know that God gave you a nice breast. You just slap the person's chest. Wow. Hello, everybody. I'm here. Oh, I'm very happy. I'm excited and everything. Of course, if you do it once or twice when you meet the person after a long time, it makes perfect sense. But then you do it every single time. What message are you trying to pass to that person? Of course, I know that to the pure, all things are pure, right? For you, or you may not be feeling anything, but are you putting yourself in the other person's shoes? Like, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. There's some body contact that is unnecessary. Don't be giving the other person an impression, especially when you know that the person might have feelings for you. It is not enough to just talk about it. It is very important for you to, be thinking of the other person. Look out for the other person. It's very, very important. Another thing again is avoid spending excessive one-on-one time with the person. Avoid spending excessive one-on-one time. Avoid spending excessive one-on-one time with the person. That's so important. And like I've mentioned already, do not engage in flirtatious behavior with this person. I've emphasized that. The next is ensure that you introduce your partner to your friends. Your partner should know your friends. Your partner should know your friends. Victor knows all my male friends. He knows the one I'm close to. He knows the ones I'm very close to. He knows the ones that I have very close male friends, but there are boundaries. And one of the boundaries I set for myself, you don't have to be me, but one of the boundaries I set for myself is that if a guy has to be very close to me, then the guy must be engaged, married, or about to be married. That's just it for me. Or you are emotionally unavailable. That's my own standard, though. Please, I'm not making it your own standard. I still have friends who they're not engaged, they're not married, but they are very good, close male friends. We discuss stuff with, but there are some sensitive things I cannot discuss with them. It's my husband I'll discuss it with because we have built friendship. So, and then I also want to say it's important to prioritize your partner, make them feel valued. If they are complaining to you about, the fact that they are not comfortable with somebody in your life, listen to them, understand them, listen to them. This is especially, I will direct this a little to guys first, especially guys in leadership position, and especially the guys that they used to call Papa, or the guys that they used to call, I don't know how they used to, whatever word, even if it's not Papa that they're calling you, whatever word that they're calling you, I'll especially address it to you. Just because a lady's come and open up to you about maybe a heartbreak issue or so on, doesn't mean that you are not going to become her special counselor, holding her by the hand, leading her from one point to another in her life. What you are doing is that for some ladies who don't understand boundaries, some of them will misinterpret your care. And especially when you start asking them questions away from the issue that they came to. You're asking them, have you eaten? What is your own business whether they have eaten or they have not eaten? Somebody came to you with issues. I mean, if you're showing care, you show care, right? But you now start extending it. Now, for you now, it's not doing anything to you. I understand you have good intentions, beautiful. I'm very, very happy for you. But what about the other person? A case whereby the other person starts to misinterpret your care and now start, throwing themselves at you. And some people have this obsessive issue where even when you tell them no, they don't understand what no means. So what you can do is to guard your heart. Guarding your heart doesn't mean you're falling for the person. It just means that you're trying to think, I beg, oh, I don't want stress. So if I'm helping you, let me help you within the confines of what you're coming to me for. Not that I am going, out of what you are coming to me for. Then last is be empathetic. Be understanding. Try to put yourself in your partner's shoes. Try to put yourself in your partner's shoes. Your partner too has their own understanding of boundaries. Don't just dismiss or write off what they are saying. Oh, at the first conversation, you may be angry. You may not be happy with what they say. That's pretty normal. But after that, still don't sweep it under the carpet. Still ask them. Try to create an atmosphere where you sit down and you listen to them and so on. Even if you are hot, right? You can take some time off if you are hot. Not like take some time away from the relationship. Like take some time to process your thoughts before you come back to talk about it. Maybe you don't like the way they addressed it and so on. But it's important to identify when your partner is genuinely concerned and when this person is just being trying to control your life and possess everything about you. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm even jotting here today that it's a teaching for everybody. So the third question is what do I do if my partner isn't okay with the opposite? I think you've already said that answering this question, like what you should do if your partner is not okay. You've actually treated that question, except you want to shed more light concerning
Okay.
what you have actually said it.
Okay, so let me just quickly give like step by step. So I think number one is for you to listen to your partner, like I've mentioned. Don't try to be defensive. Yes, our first point of call as human beings is to defend ourselves, our first point of call, or to say something like, sorry now, sorry. Please, that's not sorry. Oh. If you tell somebody sorry, that's not sorry. Oh. It's like a very disrespectful way of saying sorry, actually. If you want to tell somebody sorry, you acknowledge their feelings, acknowledge how you hurt them, and you tell them sorry. If you do not understand how you hurt them, you can say, okay, I'm sorry. Can we have a conversation about it? Let me understand the way that I hurt you. Because if you tell somebody, sorry now, sorry, it's not very nice at all. So you don't want to be defensive. You want to listen to what they are saying, right? You can tell them something like, oh, I think that you are misunderstanding me, and so on, and try to explain what you mean. But sometimes the atmosphere may be so heated that they may not be listening to you at that time. So maybe you can just chill and come back to the conversation later. And both of you come with listening ears to try to listen to each other, to understand what each other are saying. The next thing is seek to understand their concern. Seek to understand their concern. You can ask them questions so that you can understand the specific reason. Sometimes your partner can tell you this is why they are not comfortable with a particular friend. But the first thing that they tell you may not be the real reason why. You should learn how to ask questions from the things that they are saying. Pick what they are saying, not the one that you now pick and now say, and now focus on maybe the words that they said. You now say, so you mean you can say this about me? So you mean you did this, that? So you mean. You need to understand at times that sometimes our partners may not always use the best of words to communicate to us. They are still learning too. I think what is more important is if you are dating somebody who has an open heart to learn. Having a teachable heart is what you should always look out for when you are choosing a person to even date in the first place. So, because a teachable heart means, and a teachable heart is not gender specific. A teachable heart is not a sign that, oh, the woman can submit. The man too needs to have a teachable heart. A teachable heart is for two people. It's not for, when God was talking about the fruit of the Spirit, humility. He did not say women wear humility. Only you must be humble. And the man will look at you and he decides what you do. No, it's partnership. Both of you work together, you talk together, you reason together, you flow together. It's the same way too. For a woman, humility is not male specific. It's not for the man alone. Both of you must come to a point where you are willing to listen to each other. There's something that they always say, there can't be two captains in a ship. We shouldn't be looking for captain in a ship. We should be looking for two people willing to serve each other, listen to each other, help each other grow, so that they can take charge in different areas that they are called to take charge in. Helping each other grow, very important. The next thing is the both of you need to collaborate to establish boundaries together. For example, there are some friends that I've told, or not friends per se, there are some budding friendships, like friendship that I want to start, that I've told my husband, even the time we were dating, that I wasn't comfortable with because I could sense the intention of the particular lady or the guy. And then there are some too he has sensed too, and he has told me about. And then it's not like we immediately understood each other at that point. But openness of heart and constant communication helped us to reach a ground where, okay, after back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, we're able to see what each other are saying. Even in times when we have not seen, right? Out of respect, we just compromise out of respect. Say, okay, let me respect this person. See, this person has been telling me this thing over and over again. And then the moment you now respect the person, over the course of weeks or months, you now see, wow, thank God I listened to you. Oh, this thing would have resulted in something bad, oh, and so on. So it's very, very important. I remember a time that somebody made a comment to me. A guy made a comment to me. And the comment he made, it wasn't offensive to me. So when I was telling Victor about it, I was sort of laughing when I was saying it, but it was offensive to him. So he took offense immediately and was trying to show me why that comment is offensive. And I was trying to argue and say, oh, it's not, and so on. This person was just joking, it's not too deep and everything. Now, even up to Dale, I still don't think that it was offensive. But because he said it was offensive, and we have spoken about it, and he showed me why it was offensive, I now see why he feels it is offensive. So I'm willing to compromise on that ground, such that if that person makes, or anybody makes that kind of comments to me again, I will cut it off immediately, because he's not just speaking from what the person said, but like a compound effect of different things that may have been in the person's heart, that the person was just trying to communicate in one word. And of course, he's a guy, so he can tell, because he's a guy who made that comment. So out of respect, so out of respect, you know, which I just try to, like, you know, compromise and find a middle ground. So which is my next point: compromise and find a middle ground. Every conversation should always be about finding a middle ground. Compromise is not gender specific. The man should not always compromise for the woman because, oh, you know, let her not be angry, let her not let her always have her way, and so on. If you do that, you are spoiling her, because of course, how are you going to grow? How is she going to grow when she's always having her way? The woman should not always compromise for the man because, oh, he's the head, let him feel it, let him start to feel. Guy, you're not helping him grow. You're not helping him be a better leader or become a better leader. Compromise is a two-way thing. When you try to understand what a person is saying and so on, you just compromise. It is hard, but sometimes it is necessary. Sacrifice is extremely necessary. Please, can we confirm that we can hear me? Because Ifunanya,
yes, I am.
you
I
can hear
don't know,
me.
my phone keeps going off.
Okay, all
So
right. I just wanted to be sure. Then the next thing I want to also say, which is the last on this point, is if it is a case where you did something wrong, look for ways to rebuild the trust. I feel like trust is not entirely broken when we start to communicate early. This is how relationships fail. You and your partner are having an issue. You don't talk about it, or you guys are too stubborn to talk about it, or one person just refuses to listen. Then you start talking about it to a member of the opposite sex. You and the member of the opposite sex are chatting about it. And in the process, you form a bond and start talking about other stuff, right? So as you guys are talking about other stuff and bonding on other stuff and so on, what you are committing is called emotional affair. You are having an emotional affair with the person, creating a bond that is making you distant from your partner, the person that you are dating, and making you to have unhealthy comparison. So you are comparing the person and moving farther away from the person emotionally. Then, if maybe having sex before marriage is not a value for you, it now leads to sex. Then we now start shouting who cheated and who did not cheat. Forgive me, what should I do when my partner cheated on me and so on, or cheats on me, or whatever. That's not the question that we should be asking. The question that we should be asking is a foundational issue, right? A foundational issue. This person went to start having a conversation with a member of the opposite sex. That is a foundational issue. That is what we should be looking at. which speaks to the person's character, that says that, okay, it feels like in your relationship there has been no form of communication has been built, or there has been no effort to build some level of communication. So this person avoids, or maybe you are always blaming the person, so the person decides to go and look for affection and attention and understanding elsewhere. So for everybody listening to me, right, we should always look for ways to, make our partner comfortable enough to share stuff with us without us judging. Judging kills relationship. You need to be able to listen. Somebody should be able to confide in you, and the next thing that comes out of your mouth should not be, God forbid, or, oh, you're not praying. You need to pray. You see, if you would have been praying, you would have seen this thing coming since, but you're not praying. Please do not make that kind of comments to people, especially to the person that you are in a relationship with. Try first to empathize with them. Speaking specifically to people who have personality types, I would have said speaking specifically to men, but I don't want to say men because I know that I've seen some really caring men, not like caring person, not that other men are not caring, but men who have this, they have this personality, or they have built themselves to be very empathetic. They reason with you first, like comfort you and so on, before giving you the answer, or the answer to everything. What people want at times is no answer. The first thing they want is an understanding ear, a listening ear. They want you to understand them first. It's in that environment of understanding that they can now open up more, and then their ears are now open more to listen to what you are saying and the counsel that you are giving. Not that you are always jumping to, okay, you must do it this way, or throwing blames like you're not praying enough, you're not doing enough, you need to go on fasting, you need to do this. That's not how it works. So, unless maybe they are actually destined for you not to marry in this life, or for you not to date anybody in this life. So that way you can now be speaking to your friends or other people that way. Even other people too won't even like it too. Yeah. And if somebody does it to you too, you will not like it. So try to put yourself in their shoes. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Please, I hope you guys are following. I hope I'm not the only one with book and pen here. Oh, please. You cannot remember everything. I know some people will not like to go back to watch. So please make sure you're writing. Yes, make sure. So the first question here is, should my partner be my best friend because we are dating? Or is it compulsory for him to be my best friend?
Okay. I think the answer is twofold. It's subjective. I'll speak from two angles. I'll speak from the angle where there's some people who they themselves, they don't understand what friendship means. Yeah. Yes. Some people don't understand what friendship means. And then there's the other part where I would say yes. Now, when it comes to friendship and being best friends with a person, like I said, friendship is not a chieftaincy title. It is something that is built. So let me use my husband and I as an example. I was already friends with my husband before he asked me to date him for marriage. Now, we were good friends in the sense that I had already put him in brother zone. It's not even friend zone, it's in brother zone. Like, as my brother that nothing will ever happen with. And this is where people used to make this mistake, because I see people looking out for other people that they will date and asking God when. And God is telling you, now, my child, now look at the person that you're supposed to be dating. You put the person inside brother or sister zone. How does that help you? And then some people have the notion that, okay, me and this person, we are friends and we have something good going. So if we date now, it will spoil everything. And that's true for some friendship. For example, there's a friend of mine, he's a very good friend of mine. I've already known from the first day that we met that I can never have anything to do with this guy dating. Not because he's a bad person, because we have very similar personalities and we'll be clashing. Like, I don't know what used to clash, but we'll be clashing anyhow. Our personality is just almost the same. Yeah. And then it will not really help us at all. And several other reasons too. In terms of purpose, and some other things, it just would not have happened at all. Now, but I would have said, oh, Victor, I was already making this mistake actually. When he was even asking himself, I put him in the brother zone that I never prayed about it once. I did not even pray. I was bringing other people to God. Though. I was even there were even people that I was even targeting too. I did not bring this matter to God once. I think it was when I was in a particular meeting, and the person who was, sharing, it was a meeting on money. They were talking about money, how to invest and all of that, how to save money, how to make money, all of that. So the person was sharing how the person met his wife. That's how, that it was in that meeting that I just heard that, this person, you have not even prayed about him at all. You have not prayed about him at all. You have just assumed that that is what it is. And the funny thing is that the moment I prayed about him, actually, I started receiving a lot of confirmations, both from people I have not told before, calling me to tell me something relating to that, just different confirmation back and forth. And then I started, developing interest in getting to know him more than just being a friend, like asking very intentional questions like, what is your purpose?
At least let's be guided.
What is your purpose? So that I can be knowing. Because me, I don't want to marry somebody that is as though we are like dragging ourselves back. I was always thinking of ways. And then I should have known, really, because he was one of the only friends who was very interested in my purpose and what I was doing, and was always talking about his own and so on. So, I mean, I should have known, but because I put him inside brother zone, I did not know. So now, in that case now, right, when we entered the relationship, we're not as close as we are now. We're not as close as we are now. Those times we just enjoyed each other's company of talking and so on. So when people say that, oh, you have entered a relationship and you have that whole phase of when everything is lovey-dovey, you are happy, we did not have any honeymoon stage. The stage that we entered in is stage of clashing. And the clashing is personalities clashing, value system clashing, just people like basic understanding clashing and so on. But what really helped us navigate it is, number one, we had the mindset of commitment. If you've committed to something, you shouldn't be leaving because it's not working out. Number two, and that commitment, several times I'll say, I am leaving, guy, I'm not go anywhere. I know. I know that I'm not going anywhere. But he would say something like, oh, you can't leave because we have already committed to this and we'll work on it together and so on. In fact, I think that there was even one that even happened to say. And then I now reached out to, because we're accountable to our senior pastors in church. So I now reached out to them. I called my senior pastor and my senior pastor's wife, and I said, please, ma, I am going to end this relationship, but I want to see you people first, so that you people will know I was not going to end it though. I don't like to be I like to do very, drama. I'm a drama person. So I finished I finished saying I am going to end it and so on. And I brought them there. Actually, what I was trying to do was that, you know how you've tried to sort something out, but it's like it's not working out and so on. So you now bring in a third party to help you. So that was the one, and that was the only time that we ever involved a third party in resolving an issue between us. I think, and one other time, but it involved a very close friend of ours. But throughout we dated for 3 years and we've been married for almost 1. So throughout the period, we've only had to involve a third party twice. Why? Because at that time, I guess everybody's anger was so high that nobody was listening to anybody at that point and so on. But one thing I've noticed that sustains friendship in a relationship is the part of being willing to be open to each other, being transparent, being willing to share your secrets with this person. Especially when you have seen that this person has a track record of trust, gives you a reason why you should trust them, and so on. Being open to communicate, trying to, share information with the person to see how the person would react or respond to it. Some people wait until they are married before they start talking about their past, or they start talking about areas that they are weak in. Of course, there are some people that you tell your past to, they'll go and carry bell and ring and gather the whole town and say, come and hear, oh, this is what this person I'm dating has done. I cannot be with her, and so on. But this is why you should be discerning, because in discernment, and the truth of the matter is that you will make mistakes sometimes. You will tell the wrong person at times. That is why you yourself, you need to forgive yourself in advance. You're not telling somebody about your past to seek forgiveness or validation from the person. You are telling the person about your past for the person to be aware, this is who I was. Now, God has transformed me. So if you are willing to go with me, fine. But if you are not okay with it, fine. That is, you are respecting the person, because when the person hears about it in the future, for example, the person should be able to defend you. The person should be able to stand by you. But it depends on the level of communication, what you have already told the person. Somebody cannot defend what you did not tell the person. Or if you don't tell the person now and the person finds out later, and the person becomes very angry,
Yeah.
other people are bashing you, you too, you are receiving bashing from left, right, center, and you are angry and you're like, oh my God, I expected you to stand by me. Hello, you did not give the person a chance to stand by you. You would have told the person since, not now. So I know that I moved away from what I was saying to quickly touch on this, but it's very, very important to be open, be transparent, try to do activities that, you know, are shared, or try to learn about things that he likes or things that she likes and try to do it. Of course, there are some activities that cannot always work out. For example, me, I like to watch movies. Victor does not like to watch movies. So at times I watch my movie alone happily and do not care about whether he's watching or not. But sometimes he makes out time to follow me to the cinema then to watch movies. He likes to watch ball and talk about ball. I don't like to watch ball and talk about ball. But it was when we now got married and I said, okay, this ball I'm watching, what is happening here? Let me sit down and watch. So I was able to watch some, and I even posted some on my status too. I don't think I will be doing that going forward, because watching ball can be very, you'll be shouting, look at the ball there, why can't you kick it? And so on. I don't have strength. I don't have strength at all to be shouting. But I'm sure that you can get what I'm saying. Vulnerability, yes. Trust, vulnerability, very, very, very important. Be your authentic self. One thing that Victor always tells me is the fact that he is, let me mention this, he is a sanguine. He's primarily a sanguine. He's a blend of melancholy and sanguine, but he's predominantly a sanguine. Me, I am a blend of choleric and melancholy. Ha, that is me. So, you know, one of the reasons why I wasn't considering him then was because I thought that he was a very unserious person. Because they are like very joking person. We are the serious. You must hit this goal. This goal must be in my front. It was Victor that actually made me start laughing about things, because I can be over serious. Yeah. So he's this very sanguine person. And one thing he always tells me is the fact that when he's around me, he doesn't feel like he has to change some parts of him, or somebody telling him, "Oh, you are joking a lot," and so on. You know, people. And one of the things too that he has also, grown into too is knowing how to show a part of him outside and a different part inside. Not like a different part as per you are lying or one thing or the other. But, people don't have access to all parts of you. You know, because the parts of you being like very babyish and so on, are you going to be going in front of people that need help and you are being like a baby too? No, people need to see different dimensions of you and so on. So, one of the things that I have also learned too from being around him is that he doesn't judge me for who I am or the things that I, have done or whatever. It's like I'm comfortable and free to be around each other. And it did not come from, let's just do it. It was an intentional building, an intentional correcting each other. Understanding doesn't just come. It's openness of heart, correcting each other. Sometimes Victor will correct me like this, it will pain me. Sometimes I will correct him like this, it will pain him too. But in the paining, we appreciate what we do for each other. We appreciate how we are able to help each other grow. So I think I've answered that question, right? Yeah.
Yes. So we have established that your partner can actually be your best friend, but it not just bounce into it. It's actually built. It's a process. So, and I think when we started, you also said that if you have a best friend and your partner, you should actually just cook my date the best friend, because you'll be giving them all the emotional, how will I put it now, all the time and everything.
Yeah.
Time is actually an unfair too. Like you
Yeah.
said, emotional, yes. So
Yeah.
we are giving everything to them.
Yeah.
Yes. So parts, another angle, I would like, apart from the fact that, okay, sorry, can
Yes,
you,
yes,
okay,
yes, yes,
all
I
right,
can hear you.
okay. So apart from the opposite sex, I've seen some people say that they don't actually like their partners dating,
Yeah.
or like at work somebody said that, is it true, the person asked me, like, is it true that unmarried friends should not be friends with a married lady? So like he have heard that the single ones used to spoil the married ones. So I listened to, because I think the person just asked because they just saw my flyer somewhere. So the person just threw it
Yeah.
there. So I wanted to get your opinion in that, actually, because you're married, I'm single. So he was expecting a question for me, an answer for me, since I was single, and whether I can relate to other married women in the office and also.
Okay.
Is it?
Okay, so that's like a very interesting question, because I remember when my friend Meg, she had this live, she asked me the same question. So I don't really understand when people say when you are married, you should throw away your single friends. That means how many years worth of friendship have you built that you are throwing away? And who told you? This is a bold statement that I'm making. Who told you that because a person is a single person, the person cannot be your friend or cannot offer counsel to you or will destroy your home? The reason why people think this way is because of the choices of friends that they make. My friend, I have a lot of single friends, and I have a lot, not like a lot, like a lot, but and by friends I mean people like I call my own friends. But and then I have married friends too. My married friends can't always give me all the counsel I need on specific issues. My single friends can't always give me all the knowledge I need on some specific issues too. It's a balance of both. I think a person's marital status shouldn't define the level of friendships that you should have with them. I will explain. So, the first thing is that you, as a human being, right? When issues are happening in your home or you're having issues with your spouse and so on, have you sustained the maturity to handle it in your home without people hearing about it? That is the first question that we should be asking. Maturity. A lot of people who are even married, they do not have the maturity to handle their own issues by themselves, at least to some extent. No man, no woman is an island, right? But there are some issues that
Yeah.
you should be able to handle between both of you. So the question is whether you guys have sustained the maturity to handle such issues. And if you have not sustained the maturity, and maybe you are not yet married, because I usually don't like to speak to married people. I like to speak to people who are not married yet, because they have a better chance at making a better choice. Not to say that those who are married cannot make a better choice, so they really can. But I'm just speaking specifically to people who are not married yet. If you've not sustained the maturity, because marriage is not let us come and throw flower, or let us choose the nicest dress, or let our hall be well lit and so on. That's wedding. It's just a day. You can spend a lot of money, and then people come to spend like 2 hours with you inside the hall and say like two hours in church, and then you are back to your normal life of both of you. So the question is whether both of you have sustained the maturity to handle issues. The second thing is the kind of friends that you pick. Even from your single days or whatever, have they had a track record of showing jealousy or acting in a jealous way towards you? Then what are you still doing with them as friends? And if they have shown jealousy, have they admitted? Because jealousy is like a normal human expression. That is our human nature trying to feel like, okay, oh, I mean, me, things should be happening for me too. Me. Is the person has the person been open enough to acknowledge that, okay, they acted in a jealous way and hurt you, and then they were willing to work on it? These are questions you should be asking yourself. You should be looking, if you are talking about a friend, if you know what a friend is somebody who has your back. A friend is somebody who encourages you. A friend is somebody who keeps your secrets that they know about. They don't go ratting it out to everybody, and they don't start shaming you when there is issue. That is a friend. A friend is somebody who stands by you during downtime. They may not be present all the time because they are not in the same place with you, and they have their own issues too, or things going on in their life too. But when you people connect, they have sound counsel to give to you. A friend is somebody who prays for you. A friend, in summary, is somebody who looks out for you. So the question here is, has this person had a track record of looking out for you? Has this person had a track record of being your friend, of acting as a friend, and so on? If they have had, please do not cut them off. Do not say you will not now talk to them about stuff because. No, it is wrong by all means. God blessed me with a lot of lovely friends that I am not cutting off for any reason, unless maybe something really, like something that cannot be repaired at all, which I really doubt, because God bless me with people that have open, teachable hearts.
1 minute, I'm in a session. Okay. Oh, sorry. Please.
All right.
Sorry about that. So my auntie came visiting and they said I should come and greet.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I was saying, a friend has a track record of looking out for you. So I cannot say that my friend, I'm cutting off my friend. I have single friends. Mercy is my friend. Selling is my friend. My friend Abigail, she's my friend. I have several other friends too. These people are not married. Meg is my friend. She's married. I will not say that, because Meg is married now, Meg has now become the ultimate friend. And then Selling, Abigail, Mercy, and other of my friends who are not married, go and meet your maker, or go and be friends with your single people. It's like single people have a group where once you have come out of the group, you can no longer associate with them. That is wrong on all levels. It's very, very wrong. Sorry?
All right. Why I ask this question is because a friend was telling me that immediately her friend got married, every discussion started centering on marriage, and both of them, they were friends before. It became an advice. Like, they are both age mate, though, you get. So anytime they want to discuss and she brings up the marriage, she will not start giving her advice, she just want to have fun. Like, she need her friend back. She don't want the married, like, I don't know. Yeah, she wanted her to separate that being married and being your friend for me. So that was why I had to actually ask the question to know if there's actually something wrong.
No, that's a very, very good question. I feel like some women feel like because they are married, they have automatically become marriage counselors, and then they'll be counseling their friends on marriage and so on. See, me, I always tell people, and somebody even asked me this question too. Somebody asked me, is it compulsory to get married? I said, no, marriage is not the ultimate hallmark of a human being. Because marriage is even responsibility. It has its own responsibility. The beauty of marriage is partnership, companionship. You have somebody to build together with. They say one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. Is the beauty of marriage. Having to also give birth to kids too and so on is the beauty of marriage. But marriage is not the hallmark of a person's life. It is a part of a person's life, a very important part of a person's life. The same way your spiritual growth is very, very important. The same way career, what you do for money, is important. The same way your health, taking care of your health is important. The same way taking care of developing yourself, your character, and so on is important. These are different parts of your life that complement each other. So we can't say that because I'm married now, for example. So when I now call my friends, the hallmark of our relationship will now be, oh, I'm advising them on marriage. It's a different thing if my friend is planning to get married, or my friend is contemplating and having some issues why she's not moving forward, or my friend is experiencing one issue, marriage related, like relating to wanting to marry and so on. But if all the conversation is relating around marriage, it means there's something even wrong with me. It now means that for some reason, my identity is hidden in marriage. I don't have any other thing apart from marriage. Marriage is important. I cannot overemphasize this. Marriage is important. Marriage is so important, but it is not the only part of your life.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've actually learned, and I'll give the person back the answer. So I think we have 3 more questions to go before we round up. Is what advice will you give to individuals that are being pressured that they should stop taking their relationship on top of their head, especially people that are single? Like, not that they are single, they're in a relationship, but now their friends are telling them that, okay, you have not this person, you have not married this person. So why are you not making the person feel like you're all in all and all? So like they're being pressurized to prioritize their friendships, go out more, see other people more than relationship. And what advice will you give to such a person?
So sorry, let me try to put your question in context, so I don't answer out of context. You are saying a person is dating in a committed relationship, for example, and then the person's friends, normal friends, male or female, are now saying, why are you spending so much time with this person alone, right? Alone. Or maybe you are spending time with other people, but you spend time more with this other person, with the person that you are dating, right? Okay. So as the person is asking that, they are expecting you to, are they expecting you to spend more time with them as friends, or they're expecting you to spend more time with other guys or other ladies, as a guy?
Expecting you to spend more time with them as friends.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. And they don't think it's actually bad for you to actually go on mini dates
with other people. Okay, so I think this answer is twofold, and I'm going to answer from the back. If you are friends with a person who doesn't think that who feels like, it is okay to see other people while, dating the person that you are obviously in a committed relationship with, then that friend is not a good friend. See, sometimes we enter, I know this saying, which I don't know where people got it from, and then I will also use a Bible verse too. This saying that says, do not put all your eggs inside one basket. And then somebody now says too, that cast your bread upon many waters, and after many days you will find it. The way people used to look for opportunities to use the Bible to cheat, very amazing. So that Bible verse, it was speaking mostly in the context of investing. When you read the Bible verse down, the context was in investing. If we decide to apply it to a lot of other things, we will fall both in and out of error. So in this case, bringing it down to the question that you asked, right? If you say this is a person you are going to spend the rest of your life with, and you both of you agreed, it was a mutual agreement, you made a commitment and so on, you're honoring God and you're choosing to date towards the marriage, I don't see any other reason why you should be looking to go on mini dates or getting to know other people. You are dividing your focus, you're dividing your attention. And the fear sometimes is, what if this person leaves me? What if, this person decides to go and marry another person and so on? Let me tell you, you don't enter a relationship with your eyes closed. You enter a relationship with your eyes open. And sometimes, even when your eyes are open, you can make mistakes. So what I mean by you don't enter with your eyes closed is that you don't date somebody for 10 years and say that you are dating and you're expecting. What sort of thing is that? It's different if both of you, maybe you were in school and then you were now dating. That's a different case altogether. But both of you are mature, fully mature human beings that are working or moving towards a particular thing. Then you say that, okay, oh, we are still thinking, oh, we're still trusting God and so on. Well, maybe you need to start considering whether that person is even serious about you or not, or whether you too are even serious about your own self and your own time too. But in a case whereby you are openly dating this person with your heart and this person decides to go to be with another person or cheats on you intentionally and consistently and so on, see, God compensates. God compensates. Unless you are serving God without understanding, God compensates. If you are dating a person, you need to be discerning, to be checking every time, at every point, because it's not only cheating that you're looking out for too. Another thing that you'll be looking out for too is, can this person stand up for you to their parents? Can this person have your back when it comes to other important areas too? Is this person supporting you to become better and so on? These are things that you are naturally looking out for. So if it is not aligning, and on top of that, the person have the guts to be going outside to go and do what they did not send the person to go and do, it's obviously a sign that you should walk away. Or maybe the person has some very toxic traits that you cannot compromise on at all. But if in a case where it is a case of the person just decided to maybe leave you because of the parents or one thing or the other, that's another thing that you need to understand, that God compensates. You did not cheat on this person. You did not do anything wrong to this person and so on. God saw your heart. I'm talking to believers. God saw your heart. He saw how you dated this person with your heart and so on. And this person trampled on you. You will leave the relationship. Oh, you will be hurt. Oh, you will cry. Oh, but God will compensate you. God will compensate you. And he'll compensate you because you are not crying and telling God, oh God, I was good, and why would this happen to me and so on? My dear, bad things used to happen to good people too. It's all part of life. We learn from experience. Sometimes we make mistakes and we choose the wrong things. It just happens. We can never be too careful. In all our being careful and being careful to stand and so on, sometimes we make mistakes. And sometimes the mistakes are very, very painful. But we recover. We will recover. We will not stay down. We will not stay blaming. We will not stay saying, oh, God, you are not good. God, I am angry at you, and so on. Okay, if you want to be angry at God, fine. Be angry, but don't be angry for too long. Come to God. Be in his presence and be angry. And be telling him that you're angry. At least there's some level of communication, and you're giving him a chance to teach you why the thing did not work out. Then you are saying you are angry, and then nothing is working out. The other part I'm going to come from is the friends. Those friends who are encouraging you to look outside, they are not good friends. You should consider cutting them off. They may have good intentions, but they are not good friends. Then the final part is friends who genuinely want to spend time with you, but notice that you are always spending time with your guy or your lady and so on. I think that they have valid reasons for asking that, because friends want to spend time with you too. You're going to spend all the time that you have in your life with this other person when you marry the person, and you're going to be around the person for like every single day, right? So if your friends want to spend time with you or want some more of your time, we're not saying don't be speaking on the phone with the person you're dating, or don't be giving them time, but at least prioritize your friendships too. Prioritization is time based. You can say, okay, I'm making that time every week for so amount of time to say I want to spend with my friends who are obviously important to me, or I want to call them and so on. And then making that time for the person that you're dating too. It's a balance. You are trying to create the balance too, because as much as the relationship with the person you're dating is important, your whole life should not revolve around the person alone. You guys need to have friends outside each other too. You guys need to be around other people too, and so on. So if the person has a genuine intention that doesn't involve you, that doesn't involve telling you to look outside, you know, of course, you can consider what I said. I really hope I've answered the question.
Yes, you did. And it was brilliant. Yes, you did.
Thank you.
So the second to the last question is red flags. So since we have established the fact that you can have friends, but you should set boundaries and some other things, how will you be able to know that this friend is not for you? Like, are there certain, what are the red flags that you can just start seeing and know that you should just start dusting your slippers, that this person is not for you?
Okay.
Like, this person is not it. Yes, you should not be a friend.
Okay, so number one is lack of trust and reliability. So if this friend is somebody that constantly breaks promises, the person promises to do something for you, but does not keep their promise. I mean consistency in breaking promises. Not that they broke promises one-off. I've seen people call other people fake friends because of they did not show up for them just that one time, or just that one time within a period. They don't know what is going on in that other friend's life. They just say fake friends or haters gonna hate. I'm like, why are we always looking for haters? People that would actually hate us. If people start to actually hate you and you not like how the thing will turn out at all. So people actually care. The reason why it feels like nobody cares is because sometimes we ourselves were too hot sometimes to interpret when somebody is showing care to us, or we've been abused several times for us to discern when a person cares about us. Very, very important. So if a person breaks promises consistently, then you need to be very, very, very careful about that friend. If the person shares personal information without consent, the person shares personal information without consent, that is a red flag. Oh, that is a very big red flag, especially when they do it constantly, or they decide to use you as an example when they are teaching or relating to other people without your consent. And especially if you are still going through that thing, you have not, overcome it and you're not better now, that's like a red flag. Or if somebody demonstrates unreliability, they tell you that they are going to make come true for you in a certain way and they don't, it's a sign that, okay, you want to leave that friend. The second thing is constant criticism and belittling. They make you feel small and make you feel like everything that you're doing is wrong. So they would always tell you things like, oh, like in the sense that sometimes it comes off as they are trying to exalt themselves more than you, like comparing themselves with you, and they're making you feel small, like you're not achieving much. There's a difference between somebody's looking out for you and trying to look for you to have better opportunities, and somebody is clearly belittling you and making you feel like you will not amount to anything in this life. Usually, there are three kinds of friends. The kind of friend who would support you with their words of encouragement and so on, but they don't have the money or the means to support you. The second kind of friend is the kind of friend who would support you and they are willing to put money behind their words, or they are willing to connect you to people that they know just to make a way for you. The third kind of friend is the kind of friend who listens to you and does nothing. Absolutely nothing, because they feel like they cannot do, but they can do, but they do nothing. They are only there as a listening ear. Then I forgot to mention the fourth kind is the kind that will listen to you and beat you down, like make you feel like you don't know what you are saying, or make you feel like you should give up on your dream and so on. Friends support and uplift each other. Friends support and uplift each other, and your friendship should be like a case whereby you guys are mutually respecting and encouraging each other. Another red flag is self-centered behavior. Friendship is a two-way street. Friendship is a two-way street. You cannot say that you are friends with a person and the person is trying to manipulate and guilt trip you every single time. Especially friends who you have not heard from in a long time. They have not reached out to you. You have not reached out to them. The next thing you hear, you forgot me. You have left me here and so on. Now, for some people, you forgot me is a joke. But for some people, you forgot me. Now look at where you actually kept me. Nobody cares about me. All of you don't care about me and so on. Do you care about everybody? Did you remember the person to reach out to the person? Okay, when this person reached out to you, why is it that the first thing that came out of your mouth? Why not ask the person, how are you? How have you been? Hope everything is okay. We all know that if we've not heard from a friend, or if a friend did not tell us an important information and we overhear from another person, we will feel bad. We naturally would feel bad. So if, for example, we react and say, oh, you did not tell me, you are wicked, this, that, that's a selfish attitude. But if you come from the point of, oh, how are you doing and so on, what is happening and so on, to make sure that the person is okay first, then you now tell the person, okay, oh, I heard this stuff from another person. I wasn't happy that I heard it from another person and so on, but congratulations, or, oh, I'm sorry, how are you doing? You know, that is a way of, you have shown the person that you care first, before you now communicate that you are not happy with what the person did and so on. Showing the person that you care first gives the person a chance to tell you whether something was wrong with them that stopped them from doing that or not. The same thing happened recently to a friend of mine. I heard of something good that happened in her life from another person. When I heard it, the first thought that came to my mind is, she did not tell me. Why did she not tell me? And so on. Then I took some time to really process it, and I said, maybe there's something wrong with her. So when I was talking with that person, I immediately gave an excuse for her. I said, maybe there was something wrong that, you know, that she did not tell me and so on. So when I reached out to her, I started with greeting her and then I told her congratulations on the stuff. She was the one that was not telling me of something life-threatening that happened to her that prevented her from telling me. So imagine I went in and said, you are wicked. You are wicked. Every time you like to do this, I've seen this, I've seen that, I've seen this. That, at that point, it will not encourage her to open up again, and it has broken her down.
Yeah.
I don't want to open up again. So if, for example, you have a friend who has this, you know, self-centered attitude, character, is a sign to cut off the friend. Maybe try to communicate with the friend first and help the friend understand how their is hurting you. But if they're not listening to you or they're not willing to listen, then, my dear, you do not have any other choice now. You just have to move on. The final thing is people who are manipulative and have a controlling behavior, and people who, you know, don't have respect for you. They lack boundaries. Another one is jealousy and competitiveness, unhealthy competition. Also, people who are not empathetic or supportive. In being empathetic is contextual. So I have this very close friend who is not, she's not prone to thinking to be empathetic first. Being empathetic means trying to comfort a person and put yourself in the person's shoes, to try to encourage and comfort the person. Some people are naturally more empathetic than others. Doesn't mean that everybody cannot learn it, but some people are naturally more empathetic than others. So those people who are not empathetic as a result of their personality type or the way they were brought up, sometimes they may come off as they are not, you know, empathetic and so on, or they are not, you know, emotionally present for you and everything. If you discern this is how your friend is, and it's a character flaw, and you have told them about it and they are working on it and so on, maybe just keep giving them time to work on it. Or if it's not like a husband-wife relationship where, of course, that thing is very, very, very important. If it's not a non-threatening stuff, you shouldn't worry yourself about it. Just dwell with the person according to knowledge. No, this is how this person is. That. But if this person cannot even try, if this person is always judgmental when you bring issues and so on, I won't cut the person off entirely. That you tell the person, don't always open up things to the person, especially when you need somebody who would comfort you and give you counsel. The person, I'm sure the person has another purpose in your life that doesn't involve this particular thing. Knowing people's purpose in your life, even as a human being, everybody that you meet matters. It's very, very important. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Wow, 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 wow. It, mm. This session is incredible. Like a lot have been said these few hours. So finally, the last question is, how do you build? You told us that you and your husband it was not like this lovey-dovey and all at the beginning. So how were you people able to cultivate friendship to get to this level? Like, how do you cultivate friendship, build friendship with your
Okay.
partner?
I think the first thing is spending quality time together. So sometimes in a relationship, some people spend quality time having sex, and some people spend quality time playing games, and some people spend quality time what is the word, asking have you eaten and have you not eaten, and some people spend quality time doing, like, taking each other out for dates to eat, where everybody is pressing their own phone, or snapping the food and snapping the pictures and so on. All of those things, they have their place. Of course, I do not advocate for sex before marriage. I don't advocate for that. Other things I've said, they have their place. Asking somebody whether they have eaten is very, very important. Please don't mind anything that I said here. Asking somebody whether they have eaten is very important. I just said me, I don't like somebody asking me have I eaten, unless you are planning to give me food. If you're not giving me food, why are you asking me have I eaten? So, but apart from that, Sha, the quality time you should be spending together, especially if you're in a long distance relationship and you can't see each other, is intentionally trying to follow up on what's happening in each other's life, asking questions and so on, and making that time to travel down to see the person that you are in a relationship with. If, for example, you are living outside the country and you cannot afford to travel down, then leverage video calls more. Leverage calls where you guys spend time, maybe at the end of each other's day, of course, unless you're having to deal with the Lagos traffic. But even if you're actually dealing with Lagos traffic, though, I don't live in Lagos. I don't stay in Lagos. I don't plan to ever stay in Lagos. But all the people that are dealing with Lagos traffic, I don't know how people can deal with Lagos traffic and you are still dating and you still marry. Oh my God, I should be clapping for people who are doing well. Me, I'm not actually living in Lagos. But for the people who, both whether you are busy or something, you have to create time. If it's important to you, you will create time. Especially for something as sensitive as that, you need to create time to get to know each other, to spend quality time, ask each other questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. Ask questions. Don't be scared to share things that are happening in your day. Sometimes they may not react the way you want them to react, but you can teach them how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. You can teach them how you want them to communicate with you. Is it exhausting and tiring sometimes? Yes. Oh my God, it can be exhausting trying to communicate what means a lot to you. But think of the bigger picture. At times, you would have to repeat things over and over and over and over and over again before a person catches it on. Sometimes you will have issues over it, but it's the willingness to forgive, the willingness to learn, the willingness to understand, the willingness to compromise that helps. But all of this cannot happen if you're not having, healthy communication. Also, in the context of spending quality time too, if you live around each other, say you live in the same state and so on, you don't have any excuse. Make out time to actually see. Even if your work is very, very busy, try to make out time to see. See, work is a part of your life, unless you do not plan to get married. That's what I've been saying. I say marriage is not compulsory. So unless you don't plan to get married, but you see this time, you must make out time. Make out time to go and see this person. Go for walks. Go to a park. Go and sit down in a fast food. Even if you are not eating, you can buy bottled water. You can sit down there and you can just, unless maybe you are dating somebody that does not like bottled water. but then anything but seriously though, all I'm just trying to say in essence is that look for opportunities to spend time together. You can go for a movie, go for anything. Don't always see spending time together as that you must spend money. You must not spend money unless maybe the person you are dating I don't know. The person's own love language is spending plenty money. I don't know what the person's love language is. The next thing is communication and active listening. Oh God, this is so important. Let me tell you what most people do when they are talking. When they are talking, either they are pressing phone or when their phone is down, they are listening to respond. They are not listening to understand. Listening to respond is, and I've had these issues too. It still happens now, only that I catch myself and then I realize, oh, okay, I'm doing something wrong, but let me better change it. The truth of the matter is that no matter what you learn today, when you are practicing at times, you forget. But the beauty of the Holy Spirit and having an active, teachable heart is that you will always be able to catch yourself when you are veering off track. Or you can quickly apologize and start, being back on track. So active listening involves you are listening to understand what the person is saying. You are asking clarifying questions. Is this what you mean? You are not saying, oh, so this is what you are saying to me and so on. Or you are not dismissing what the person is saying. Somebody may say something that doesn't sit well with you, or may say it in a language that seems offensive. Maybe that's how the person knows how to talk. It's your responsibility to ask the person what the person means. When the person explains the person's self, you try to calmly tell the person, okay, this way that you put it is not good. Can you put it this way next time? It helps. It really, really helps. It shows that, okay, you are willing to, work with this person and so on. You shouldn't be sweeping things under the carpet. You should communicate. Pay attention to what they are saying and try every time to respond with understanding and empathy. Don't be quick to dismiss a person's feeling just because it doesn't make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, it makes sense to this other person. And if you care about this other person, you must show you care about them by, listening to them and being empathetic. Also, learn to show appreciation and support. Like, learn to show verbal appreciation. If somebody does something for you, be appreciative. Be very, very appreciative. Now, I believe in love language and so on. But I also don't believe that somebody has one love language or two love languages. I feel like people have different types of love the love language in different proportion. Now, me, I may not rate giving gifts as the highest, but I like receiving gifts. Who does not like good thing? Yes, giving gifts is not up there for me, but I like gifts. I like receiving gifts. I mean, not okay. Acts of service. I like acts of service. I like somebody doing things for me. Somebody doing something really nice for me, or helping me out in a way, and so on. I like words of affirmation. I feel like everybody likes somebody to affirm what they are doing. I like quality time. Quality time is like the highest for me. What is the last one? Touch, physical touch. Okay, physical touch. Well, I like physical touch from the person I'm with, my husband. I don't like anybody giving me physical touch because it's like it's a very special thing for me. So I'm not quick to hug everybody I see. This is me, but I know some people who are big huggers. So physical touch too is also like a variation for me too. So the wise thing is to find out what your partner likes and work with them according to that. It doesn't mean that you neglect everything else, but you try to major on those ones that you see that they like and try to do it. It's a way of showing them, that you care about them. And that thing again is being vulnerable. I've mentioned this earlier, being vulnerable. Open up, share. Don't always keep things inside. Especially if you're a man, for example. Don't stay and say, oh, I'm going through a lot. So, let me go through it in my head and so on. The woman's head is not for spending money. All these ideologies where they say, oh, the women, you are meant to come for money, you used to eat money. It's a wrong ideology. We are wise too, and we also make money too. We have capacity too. So you don't say that you're going through something, for example, and keep it aside. Or you as a woman, you not say, okay, it's my husband's job. He's the head. Let him do everything. And then so on, or for the people who are dating, he's training to be the head. So as he's training to be the head, let him do everything. No, it is partner partnership. Both of you work together. Part of the reason why Eve was created was for both of them to work together on the assignments. On the assignment that God gave. God gave Adam assignments. But that assignment that God was giving, he gave it to man. When he said, be fruitful, multiply, all of that, he gave it to man. And man is male and female. Eve was created to help Adam. They said, creating a suitable helpmeet. So the woman was not giving the man. She was created to work with the man to do the work. So that you will not now think that work is a man thing alone. It is both, you work together, you put yourself together. You are not working because the economy is hard. You were meant to work before the economy became hard. So put it in your mind that it is working together. Both of you are partners. And working is not only money. It's the same way too that working too is also raising the kids when it's time. Working too is also being available for your extended family members. All of this thing is work. Working is doing your purpose too. So let's not be thinking of working and be assigning roles and so on. Both of you come together. We know that the man is the head. Nobody's going to argue that at all. There is also a place of partnership. Both of you partner together using your strengths to do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so finally, learn to forgive each other and respect each other's individuality. Your partner is different from you. Don't expect them to be like you. I mentioned that Victor is he is an extrovert. I am on the fence. I am what they call an ambivert. I am neither introvert nor extrovert. I'm on the fence. So on some days you meet a very extroverted part of me. On some days you meet an introverted part of me. But I am usually on the fence. So I understand his personality. He understands my personality. Understanding is not a one-time thing. It's progressive. We're learning more about each other, learning to respect each other more and all of that. So I feel like doing this can help you, grow friendship in your relationship.
Okay, well, thank you so much. This session, I don't even know what to say. It's breathtaking. Like my book, I think, let me see how many pages there are. I think it's about 4 or 5 right now. So I really want to appreciate you. I hope everybody got this, because if you're not here, thank God there'll be a recap. Instagram helps us save it, so you can always go to the session. So I want to really appreciate you, Ma, for doing this with us, for accepting our invitation. When this topic came to me, I said there's nobody else that can talk about it except you. I wrote the topic, I think about 3 months ago, and I just put your name there. I was like, God, I beg, just have me free. I just put your name there. So I really want to appreciate you for doing this. And please, this is Tab Week. Oh, Tab will be 1 year this month. In fact, this week on Thursday.
Wow.
So I want to really, it's thank you so much. It was a leap of faith. In fact, the way I started, I don't even know how it happened, but I want to really appreciate. So we'll be doing a series of activities this week by the special grace of God to celebrate God's faithfulness and everybody coming together to do this. So once again, thank you so much. If you have other questions, please send them to me. Don't have time anymore. You can just send it to me, then you can ask her and I'll forward the question to you. So thank you so much, Ma. I hope you also enjoyed your time with us.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate you. Thank you for having me. I sincerely appreciate you all.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everybody. Have a nice day. Enjoy your week. Bye, Ma.